Okay, so 21 answers. And okay, so you can just continue anyway. Mag-update rin siya. But before we go to your answers, I will be explaining I'll be presenting the syllabus. So I already posted this in the Google Classroom and you can actually view it after and ganahan mo na i-review what are the different na topics under analytical chemistry. Again, welcome to analytical chemistry or Chem 2. So the subject code for this course is Chem 2. And so we have actually 6 units for the semester. And for the first unit, we'll be having an introduction to analytical chemistry, which is basically makover diri ang definitions and an overview of the methods used in analytical chemistry, as well as the importance and applications of analytical chemistry. And we also have for Unit 2, which is measurements in analytical chemistry. Basically, it's the term measurement. So, mobalik jud sa very foundation of analytical chemistry, which is we'll be reviewing on the SI units and significant figures. So, review lang niya siya because it's already tackled matakal naman ni siya or makover na ni siya sa high school na pwede siya sa mathematics or mga applied sciences. We also have understanding accuracy, precision, and experimental errors. So, hopefully, no, kung makabalik na ta physically sa school, pwede pa ta workshop and handle mga basic laboratory and apparatuses as well as the different equipments used in analytical chemistry. And for our lecture for Unit 2, we'll also be focusing sa different calculations. So, makover duri ang concentration, preparing solutions, and cytometric calculations. And in preparation for this, you will be needing number 1, a calculator. So, preferably scientific calculator, no, but I do not encourage na mapalit yung pag-o, but if you can borrow from someone, so just borrow. So, mas okay kung scientific calculator, especially kung mag-exam ta, because sa exam man good, sa major exams, the midterm and the final, you won't be allowed to borrow calculator from your seatmate. Okay? So, kinanglan sa tinyo o periodic table. So, what kind of periodic table will you be needing? So, dapat na siya values or kanang basic information of the elements such as the atomic mass unit, yung atomic mass or sometimes they label it as atomic weight because we'll be using this for basic mass psychometric calculation. And then for Unit 3, although makover na din siya, some parts of analytical chemistry are actually covered sa statistics. And a part of this is sampling and sample preparation because different samples will actually require different sampling methods. So, pwede makover an overview of sampling plan, design, and apel na dili sa sample preparation ang mga laboratory techniques or separation techniques, sample preparation such as katong mga solvent extraction, so on and so forth. So before you actually go to performing your laboratory experiments, so it's actually a protocol na we need to know the good laboratory practices in the laboratory. And the scope of analytical chemistry, I actually designed this in a way na magamit sa dito for research. And aside from the theoretical and principle ng parts sa analytical chemistry. If we can use the laboratory, will be developing your skills sa laboratory. So how you measure, how you weigh mga samples. So those are the techniques that you need to learn. And also to ma-relate sa ninyo ang stoichiometry with the actual laboratory experiments. And rather, since dili man siya lab, rather it will be activities instead of experiments. So the next one is Unit 4. Diri, sugod na ta sa different methods involved in analytical chemistry. More specific na siya. And for Unit 4, we'll be tackling sa principle and applications of gravimetric and volumetric analysis. And we'll also be knowing na nung tawag na siya gravimetric and volumetric analysis. And for Unit 5, we'll be covering or discussing spectrophotometry, not just kanang UVBs kung nakakita mo sa biology laboratory na ay UVBs dira. So that's part of spectrophotometry. But spectrophotometry na pasad tayo other na ma-cover the basic or the core principle behind the spectrophotometry. For the Unit 6, this one is separation techniques, but it will cover katong mga high technology, advanced na separation techniques, the basic principles, so start sa basic principles and applications of chromatography, and we're also covering principles and applications of electrophoresis. So since analytical chemistry expect now we will be having mga calculations. And for the reference material, I already uploaded sa Harvey. So, wala din siya na ano. But, Harvey is actually na siya sa Google Classroom. So, let's proceed sa grading system. Okay. So, for the grading criteria, it's also posted sa Google Classroom. So, it follows the grading system of CMU, which is 60-40, 60% na classwork and 40% for the major exams, midterm and final. So as you can see, mas detailed ni siya or mas specific siya ang 60% classwork for this grading criteria. So it really siya part by part. So you have 25% for long assessment or project, and then for quizzes or short quizzes niya, assignments, homework, that's 25%. And we also have participation, so I also grade the attendance, recitation kung na group activities, and exercises. So that's actually 10% of your 60%. And by the way, so I'll be, from time to time, I'll be giving mga pre-assessment activity. The pre-assessment activity, that's, or pwede siya activity na assignment, pwede siya quiz. So that's actually under participation. Ano man kay, that's not graded based on your right and wrong answers, but it's actually solely based lang siya sa inyong participation kung gihimo ninyo siya. Because for pre-assessment, ang expected ani is it's like to monitor your progress and i-check kung naamoy initial knowledge on the topic to be discussed. And after topics, we'll be having post na short quizzes. So short quizzes lang siya. And every after siguro mga 1 or 2 topics, 1, 2, or 3 topics, will be scheduling long assessments. So, long quizzes na siya. So, ang cover sa mga short quizzes, usually mga 20 items. And kung ma-exceed na siya 20 items, you can categorize it under the long quizzes. And also, since this is analytical chemistry, so naadod tayo mga problem sets. But problem sets, more of a drug assignments, but they have or they cover longer number of items. Okay, any questions sa grading criteria? Okay, so kung wala na, we'll proceed sa lecture talk. Okay, so before that, we'll start the lecture. So we'll actually look into the word cloud or survey conducted. Okay, so as you can see, kani ang initial na insighting your knowledge on analytical chemistry and as well as sa inyong mga classmates. So daghan kayo mga quantity mo. I can see quantifying chemicals. So yes, mag-quantify dyan ta, mag-measure dyan ta, and will determine kung unsa katagpan ang unsa ka substance or chemical in a sample. Analyze, yes, because analytical chemistry is a core or one of the foundations sa laboratory experiments. Analysis of structure. So unsa na structure? Composition of matters, yes, in its basic definition. It also covers the composition sa matter. Okay, quanti and quali, determining, characterizing, identifying components, separate components. So, ang mabatayan ako there, nasa the branch of chemistry, study-related chemistry. Yes, branch to sa chemistry. Hindi lang siya related, but it's really part of chemistry. Identify components, uses analysis, identification. So, I observed din, more on laboratory jud ang mga description or definition ninyo sa analytical chemistry. Because yes, mainly we perform or we apply analytical chemistry in the laboratory. Okay, I'll be presenting my slide now. Okay, again, welcome to Analytical Chemistry, Chem 2, and today ko nag-introduce. So I am Ms. Rachel Tura. I'm a faculty of Chemistry and Physics Department. So we'll be covering now the part of Unit 1, which is the introduction to analytical chemistry. It covers definition, methods, importance, and applications of analytical chemistry. Okay, so we'll be tackling organic at the end of the lecture, so hopefully we'll be able to achieve these learning objectives. One is to gain foundational understanding of analytical chemistry and its core principles. The next one is to differentiate the various analytical methods, or basically kanang mga categories nila, general categories. So we can also categorize them as classical, instrumental, and later on, we'll know more kung unsa pa ang pwede na category niya. Comprehend the critical importance of analytical chemistry across diverse scientific and industrial sectors. Identify and discuss its wide-ranging applications in real-world scenarios. Approach chemical analysis with both theoretical understanding and practical insight. Okay, we already answered this one, what is analytical chemistry, but let's take a look at sa ilahang basic definition based on references. So we have analytical chemistry. So if you can see here, I actually pair na ko siya with laboratory analysis because most of the definition of analytical chemistry, they relate it to the real laboratory analysis or the processes involved in laboratory analysis or experimentation. So kani siya, I just took two to define analytical chemistry based on what you can actually search sa iyang definition. So we have, it's a science of determining what matter is and how much of it exists. So basically, pwede sa di siya ma-apply sa laboratory analysis aside from the part ng science siya. Because if you say it's a science, it's a discipline or a course or a study. So the next one is studies and uses instruments. But take note no, dilitan ng part sa analytical chemistry we will make use of instruments. But of course, there is really a method in it. So you have to separate, identify, and quantify. Okay, so these are actually the verbs or the actions na pwede na ito ma-apply. Or not just verbs, actions, objectives na we can apply in analytical chemistry. And take note na pwede sa di siya magamit ng definition for laboratory analysis. So, if you look for the definition of analytical chemistry, ma-cover sa niya ang basic na description for a laboratory analysis. This just means na one of the core foundations of a laboratory analysis is the basic knowledge and foundations na we will learn in analytical chemistry. Okay. Before you go into the analytical, before you proceed in this subject, you need to develop an analytical perspective. So the analytical perspective, if you're familiar with the scientific method, so medyo ano siya, no, it's almost the same with the scientific method. Kadjot lang. This arrow belong to siya din. Okay. Okay, so are you ready to develop that analytical perspective? So if you're ready to develop an analytical perspective, you can react. So heart react, sad react. Pero I hope nga heart react siya. Okay. Okay. Okay, sa battery ang ganahan sa change later na lang. So, kinsa diri ang ganahan sa calculations or you get excited when you do calculations. Sad lang yun. So, we cannot process our data if we don't do calculations. But anyway, let's start with, so sa scientific method, diba, if you can recall, it's a systematic or organized process wherein we start with a problem to come up with a solution to these existing real world problems. So in the analytical perspective, we have this flowchart wherein it involves 5 steps. No, to simplify lang siya ang analytical perspective into 5 steps. So you have 1 is to identify and define the problem, and then you can proceed to step 2, define the experimental procedure. Step 3 is to conduct experiment and gather data. Step 4 is to analyze the data. Kung naana kay data, you can then proceed to analyzing it. And then step 5 is to propose a solution. But if makabantay mo, there's a feedback loop data. So this is actually where it gets more specific. We develop an analytical thinking skills, critical thinking skills, and we also get more detailed into our laboratory experiments and data gathering. Because if you perform a laboratory experiment, is it guaranteed that in your first try, perfect ang makuha nato na data? Diba? Dili. So, dili siya perfect right away. So, that's why there's a feedback loop here. Because ang purpose measurements in analytical chemistry that actually serves as mga tools to double check. And kung diri dapit sa analyze experimental data, you get ang results ninyo is not you did not expect to get results that are not desirable or kanang na ay mistakes na ay sayop sa inyong experiments, and it's very obvious when you get your experimental data. That's why there's a feedback loop here, because you can go back to your experimental procedure, double check what went wrong, and then do the process all over again. So kung correct na siya, or it's not really parang 100% accurate, but kung almost closer na siya to your desired experimental data, so you can then evaluate kung it can be solution to the initial problem that you yan ang analytical perspective. You go more in detail na siya sa laboratory process, not just the laboratory process, but on how you actually do your mga research, mga studies, so yan na siya. So let's take a look at this one by one. So for the step one, identify and define the analytical problem. So to identify and define the analytical problem, we actually need to understand this in a larger context. So what does that mean? So as I have mentioned, related siya sa scientific method. So we can actually base it on our observations, or siguro sa current na kanang paghitabo sa global, pwede siya global, pwede siya
Hello, ma'am. Excuse me.
Okay, hello. Sorry for that. Okay, so let's read first the case study. No, suppose a population of a freshwater turtles in a local river is showing a rise in shell deformities and decreased egg hatcheries. So, ang atong task theory is to come up with a simple question. Simple lang, so it can be a what, where, how, which, not question. Okay, so this is the part where we will have our recitation. Okay, siguro to people. But first, let me just stop sharing lang sa ko. Okay, second. So I'll be randomly calling names, ha? Let me just set this. So, while I'm setting this up, mag-andam na mo for a sample na what are the possible questions that you can come up with for the case study that was, or the situation that was presented. Okay, sige, magtawag tag name. Okay. For 2 people, so let's have... wala na siya. Ano ba si... wala. Okay, can we have Hipolito Abigail?
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. May I know what was the situation balik ng egg tanong?
Okay, so I'll present for you. This one is the case study. So, ang question is to come up with a simple question. Pwede ka mo start with what, which, how, inana. So, just a simple question that makes you curious about this case study nga wherein we have a population of freshwater turtles in our local river na sila signs na nag-deform ang ilang shells. And not just that, naasa decrease in their egg hatch rates.
Ano ba ko nang
Okay, so okay. Naana kay question?
Wait. It's okay na ma'am, like what, how?
Yes. I'll give you time. Magtawag sa imong kauban. So, duha mo ang mag-answer, okay? So, you can have this time to think of an answer. So, akong i-remove imong name, and then we'll have another one. So, it's okay, no, na whatever answer you give.
Ay, may gani, dili ako. Pita, ay.
Anyway, it's out of your curiosity. Okay. Okay, let's remove si Negro Sharina ang next. Okay.
Hi, Miss. Good morning.
Good morning. So, kinsa may una? Sa inyo,
I believe si Abby.
Okay, sige, Abby.
Go, Abby.
Okay, sige. Kaan. We have to have na. So,
Kaya mo yan, Abby.
so So my question for this case study, or like my hypothetical question is, saan, di ba? It's about freshwater turtles and the local river showing rise of shellfish. So my question on Patnis is, what are the environmental factors that are affecting the shell deformity? Thank you.
Okay, very good. So that's actually a good question, no? So before we proceed sa next slide, we'll have Sharina to give her question.
Ay, okay, miss. Pwede, miss, mag-think sad. Ay, mag-unaw na, miss.
Sige.
Sige, miss.
Okay, actually, ang next slide is i-convert na nato siya to an analytical problem. Sige, I'll give you 1 minute. Kaya?
Oh, yes, miss. Okay po.
Sige, 1 minute. So, while Sharina is thinking, how about you guys? So, kung naamoy insights, you can just comment down the chat section.
Ay, okay. Ay, miss, na ko'y question, miss.
Okay, so, sige,
Ano,
go.
So, I believe, given naman sa problem kanang it is something related sa chemistry. So, my question is kay, what are the chemical properties or contaminants that affect this abnormalities such as kung ato miss na kanang may decrease na egg hatch sa kanang population.
Okay, so, thank you for that, Sharina.
Yes po.
Actually, is correct ang inyong answer ni Abby. Bali, imuha, mas, more specific. Ang kay Abby, medyo going there, ang imuha na mo siya more specific into the chemicals. And actually, by the way, so, kaning case study, dili lang siya mag-focus sa chemistry because we all know that chemistry is a central science and interrelated siya with the other nga disciplines na siya a part of math, a part of physics, part of biology. So actually, you can also input your ideas that you can relate to your course, not just kanang mga chemistry side of it, no? Because actually, in research, pwede nimo siya merge chemistry, biology, and other disciplines. So, and thank you for those simple questions. So let's try to now analyze the simple questions. So, but first, where can these questions arise? So, kaning questions, gikan siya, pwede siya gikan sa curiosity, an observation, maybe kanang chismis, pwede sa siya, no? Chismis, pwede sa siya from a local news, kanang verified or credited na resources. So you can actually get these questions from using your senses. So these simple questions can actually be transformed into analytical problems. And why do we arise with this kind of questions? So we actually start with questions before come up of processes, procedures, and eventually a solution. So let's try to look at these different examples of analytical problems. Okay, so we're still at step 1. Okay, so we have here different analytical problems or example of analytical problems. So you have number 1, are heavy metals present in turtle tissues or eggs? 2, organic pollutants like PCBs and PFAs exist. So ang PCBDI and PFA shortcut lang na siya for a specific type of pollutant which is organic in nature. And by the way, sa chemistry or sa analytical chemistry, we need to familiarize with the different elements in the periodic table. And we will naatay terms na inorganic and organic. So try to understand na what's the difference between inorganic and organic and kana siya. So just be familiarized with the nature of the elements in the periodic table. And we also have our turtles ingesting plastic that could affect development. So naatay study sa biology department no about microplastics and how it can be detrimental to aquatic na organisms. And also we have, is there a link between contaminant levels and hatch success or deformities? So when we come up with mga different analytical problems, you can actually relate one question to another. And lastly, kani siya more on mga biological, wherein the turtles show biochemical signs of oxidative stress from pollution. So, ang last question na to involves bioactivity na siya, but still we can incorporate mga elements of analytical chemistry. So, take note I highlighted the term heavy metals, organic pollutants, and plastics. So, nga nang i-highlight mo na ko siya. Although it can be more specific katong heavy metals, organic pollutants, and plastics, or specify nato ang ilahang chemical substances, but they can actually be unknown. Initially, wala tay idea kung unsa ba jud ang naa sa ating sample. We can just have mga guess. So we can just guess na kani siya na ay, for example, na siya kanina oxygen, na siya hydrogen, ingana. So mag-guess lang mo. So what do we refer these mga chemical substances that we are actually measuring? So we can actually call them an analyte. So it is the substance that is being measured. So not pwede ni siya any state of matter. So pwede siya solid, liquid, ingana. So it is actually the material that we are analyzing. We call this the sample. So, ang sample, pwede niya siya heterogeneous or homogeneous. So, kung familiar na mo sa terms heterogeneous and homogeneous, I'll just have a quick recall. So, ang heterogeneous, pwede niya siya a mixture of different na components. Pwede siya chemical, pwede siya physical na components, and ang iyahang form, so pwede siya a mixture of solid, a mixture of liquid. So that's why it's heterogeneous. But if it's homogeneous, so basically ang iyahang mixture is in a one state of matter. So pwede siya purely liquid, purely solid. So pwede siya na for example, we have your juice. So nahimo na siya homogeneous when your juice powder ma-dissolve na siya sa water, but it actually has different components in the juice. So ina na example mo sa sample, so pwede siya mixture. That's why when we are analyzing an analyte, so ang analyte mas specific na siya. For example, so kani siya example ali, so let's assume na these are different samples. So kani siya pwede ni siya mining sample, pwede siya ore, kani siya pwede siya na a body of water gikan sa kanal, so a water sample, nahugaw siya. So kani siya pwede sad mo na avoid sample na food sample. So common tayo ang food sample, no? So your analyte in this number 1 example can be, for kung ore ni siya, it can be na kay 50% na copper, 50% of another element, na siguro sago na a little bit of gold in it. So ina na siya. That's why it's a mixture. So for your body of water, pwede ka na kay the clean water, the water itself, na kay mga total, mga dissolved solids, mga debris, pwede sa na kay organic pollutants, the plastic. So that can be your analyte. And pwede sa more specific na what type of organic pollutant or what type of substance. So sa food, pwede sa nutrients. More on, ang food man good, it's more on analyzing nutrients, analyzing its physical chemical properties. So pwede sa mo analyze all the physical and chemical properties nila. Such as moisture, pwede sa vitamins, vitamins content niya, what are the different components, kung ano siya carbohydrates, kung ano siya protein. So, labeled sa siya sa iyang food packaging usually. Okay, so we now have an insight on what we should analyze sa atong sample to come up with a solution to your problem. But actually, before we go to the methods or procedures na we can use to actually conduct our laboratory experiment, we actually have different types of analysis. And under these types of analysis, general category lang siya. But you actually have more methods under these categories. But I just categorize them into 4. So you have the qualitative, quantitative, characterization, and fundamental analysis. So you have for the qualitative, basically it determines the identity of the of the identity of the analyte. So kaning constituent species, it actually refers sa analyte. Okay, so it actually refers sa analyte. So from these, from the word quali, or let's say quality siguro, and it has mentioned the identity, but it does not say na we are measuring a specific concentration or percentage composition. So kani siya, ang qualitative, mas daghan na under ng methods theory are mga tests that color change, na kay color change, physical changes, but they don't exactly tell you how much of your analyte is in the sample. So later on, natin mga examples sa qualitative analysis. And you also have quanti. And in comparison to qualitative analysis, from the word quantity, so you have here for quantitative analysis, maka-determine na ka sa how much, what's the concentration, what's the percentage of your analyte in the sample. So can you see the difference, no? Quality versus quantity. But basically, ang qualitative, just remember the term identity. So later on, we'll see sa next slide kung unsay pwede example under qualitative. And mostly ay na gravimetric, volumetric analysis and using instruments, daghan kaayo ang under the quantitative analysis. Okay, for characterization analysis, difference sa characterization versus the other analysis is this one, mas specific siya sa chemical or physical properties of the sample. And the next one is the fundamental analysis. It's an analysis. Ang purpose niya is to improve. So kung naakay existing na method, you can actually improve the method. So pwede ka mo change or mag-add or completely change sa iyahang chemicals that you will be using, change the instrumentation, and then use analytical chemistry to check if okay ba ni siya nga method to be used to analyze your sample and determine the analyte. So ina na siya, lang siya, method development. But actually, in the laboratory setup, pwede mo gamit of a combination of 1, 2, or 3. So depende sa inyo kung saan ninyo ang experimental design. So yan na siya. And then we have the step 2. So kung familiar na mo on what is the analyte you want to determine, and then you can come up with a method. You can research for a method on how to analyze them. Then you can design the experiment that you will be doing. So appeal na diri ang kanang kutika ini siya because it has a lot of factors, and we'll be tackling some of these factors that actually affect your experiment and the results of your experiment. So you need to have a criteria. Appeal na diri ang accuracy, precision. So mostly actually there is calculations in non-case statistics. But kani siya mas applicable ni siya sa industry. But for the research, no, we actually do kaning validation criteria. So ang validation criteria, kung nakastart na mo, pwede ni siya sa t-test, ANOVA, yes. So, naasa tayo identify interferences. Ang interferences, this is applicable for instrumental method because mas daghan ka, you actually consider instrument ninyo. So, before you actually do the experiment, you double check kung okay ang inyong instrument, kung wala na siya damages, kung okay ang pag-run sa sample ninyo para along the way ma-minimize ninyo ang errors. And ang methods kani ma-apply na there ang quality, quantity, characterization, and fundamentals in the methods. Of course, ang sampling, sa una dyan isa ang sampling ha. So, sample, preparation, sample collection, at yun na nandira. And ganun siya. For your sampling, no, nasa kay other na materials to be considered. But depende jud ni siya on what sample will you be analyzing. Okay pa ta? Update na ba mag-lunch? Okay. So hopefully, no, naka-familiarize na ta what is a sample, what is an analyte, because in calculations na atay terms na siguro new for you. So, some of these terms are analyte and sample in analytical chemistry. Okay, so proceed back. You have the methods used in analytical chemistry. So, we already know what to analyze. So, we then proceed to selecting a method. So, of course, dili ka maka-proceed sa experiment kung wala kay tarong nga method or appropriate nga method. So, I'll be introducing the general category for the method. So, kani siya, very general ni siya. The classical methods or conventional. So, why do we call this classical or conventional? The term itself is ganong classical na siya, kay karaan na siya. So these are the core, these are the main principles na na-develop in analytical chemistry katong sa una pa jud. So siguro sa 80s, 90s, or 60s, 70s, before pa, na-develop na ni sila. And most of the classical methods, wala pa ni sila instrument because sa una, ang laboratory experiments, mostly, ang scientists mag-DIY or do-it-yourself lang na sila sa ilahang setup. So, kung makabasa gali mo sa history of the mga discoveries, mga experiments, so their technologies, although some na naka-develop sila sa ilahang own nga mga machines, but technically, wala pa jud existing na high technology sa una. So, kani siya sa classical methods, ang pinakakaraan jud is your classical mga flame tests or qualitative tests which involves mga color change. So, ang flame test, for example, the flame test only involves burning your sample. So, actual nga flame ang kinahanglan ninyo for flame test. And as you can see sa example, no, naka-lithium. sodium, copper, and potassium. And they actually, when they light up, so they have different colors indicating na the element is present. And if you can observe, no, sa fireworks, so the fireworks have different elements. That's why different sa kung mubuto sila, they have different colors. They display when you light them up. So, ang flame test is actually na-develop na ni siya into a more uh, advanced, dili man advanced tayo. So, ang evolution niya is from your classical or outdated na flame photometer. So, naatay flame photometer sa CNU. But eventually, no, ang iyang principle is just as similar with the classical flame test. So, that's why ang tawag sa ilaha classical, because the modern methods or the methods that we use today are based on the mga principles before na develop lang sila. And we also have gravimetric analysis. So from the word gravimetric, so it actually involves weighing. So di ba kung mag-weigh ta, there is actually an influence of gravity when you are weighing. That's why it's called gravimetric analysis. And one simple na classical method of gravimetric analysis is your precipitation. So, sa ba ni precipitate? So, it's a solid, no, that, or mag-solidify ang inyong analyte when it reacts with another element or chemical substance. So, inano siya, as you can see, there ang precipitate, this one is a clear water. So, we'll be looking at kung sa mga gravimetric analysis that we can actually perform as an activity. And you also have volumetric analysis. So, from the word itself, volume. So, actually, volume, ano ni siya, it actually refers to the liquid na sample. So, that ay volumetric analysis. And if gravimetric analysis uses analytical balance. So in your volumetric analysis, you also have other measuring apparatuses such as your burette. So when you're performing a volumetric analysis, mo gamit jud kag burette. Okay. So those are example of the common classical methods. And also no, daghan kaayo tang physical-chemical physical analysis na under sa classical methods, such as your moisture analysis, ash content analysis. So those are under classical. Okay, so we now go to your instrumental methods. So for the instrumental method, we have here examples. So kani siya nga examples, ako lang ni siya gibutang kani ang most commonly na use jud. So you have your spectroscopy, chromatography, and electrophoresis. But actually, under spectroscopy, daghan pa na siya nga instruments na pwede magamit. But the spectroscopy itself has a general principle involved. So the instruments under spectroscopy, the same lang sila principles. And for chromatography, kani day na ani siya sa bio ha. So kani siya ang spectroscopy. It uses light and electromagnetic na spectrum, or the UV and the visible light region. Generally, ingana ang iyang principle. For the chromatography, so makakita mo dire, I just place the picture sa iyang classical. So naasa di classical na version ang chromatography, which is paper chromatography. But ang iyang principle is just the same. So you have your solvent here and nakay separation of your sample. But ang chromatography karon na siya high technology and highly advanced na version, which is we have the gas chromatography, the liquid chromatography. So kana siya. So if we can use, we will try to use it. And the next one is gel electrophoresis. So we actually have mga instruments for bioassays, mga bioactivity, naasa tayo for analyzing mga biomolecules. So, kaning gel electrophoresis, magamit din siya for protein analysis. And we also have other instruments. And take note ay na per analyte, na kay mga specific na instruments and method na magamit rin ninyo. So, specific jud siya for the analytes. Okay, so we now go to, so after ninyo mag-select sa inyong method, so you have to, so mag-conduct na kayo experiment. So there are actually, aside from conducting the actual method, no, there are actually in analytical chemistry, there are a lot of factors that we need to consider, like testing the kung ano ba, kung kanang limpyo ba ang chemicals or we call reagents to be used in the experiment. So we also check that. And if the instruments and it's okay, yan na siya. So after you gather your data, you can then proceed to analyzing the experimental data. So dere, mag-apply na mo statistics and the calculations. Okay, actually we're down to the second to the last slide. So after we perform our analysis, we can actually come up or propose a solution, and we can actually, pwede na ito makita kung ma-apply dyan siya in the real world na scenario, because there are actually a lot of analytical problems that are existing right now. And analytical chemistry can actually be applied sa different, not just mga global problem, but also the industry, no? Almost the non-industry, they really apply analytical chemistry in the laboratory to check the quality, especially for commercial, no? Mag-check sa quality, monitoring of the environment. So, daghan kaayo tag applications sa analytical chemistry. So, you have the different various industries, pharmaceutical, food, so hygiene, pwede isa siya sa hygiene. So for environmental monitoring, so you also have mga water monitoring, especially no kanang not just in the different bodies of water, but also kanang ginabaligya sa water refilling station. So they also take note na dapat na-adjud checking or monitoring of the quality, and not just quality but also the safety sa atong mga ginapanggamit as human beings, as consumers. And aside from that, aside from the air, water pollution monitoring, we also have food safety, nasa animal safety, and it's also applied sa metallurgy, sa mining, daghan kayo siya applications. Asad tayo, when you look at your cell phone, your laptops, your watch, whatever hardware you are using, or kanang mga ginabaligya, so there's also chemistry there, because the parts that they use, they actually use different elements, different chemical substances to actually build your cell phone, to build the chips inside your laptops, to build your chargers. Inga wide ang application sa analytical chemistry. So we now go down to what is really the definition of analytical chemistry based sa book ni Harvey. So he defined analytical chemistry as the science of improving and creating methods to measure chemical substances. And at its core, it's all about making accurate and useful chemical measurements, because at the end of the day, this ensures the quality and safety of the, or kanang overall ang iyahang importance. So it contributes to the importance of analytical chemistry. So if measurement isn't the main focus, it's not really analytical chemistry. So inana basic na definition of analytical chemistry. Okay, so before we proceed no, sa measurements in analytical chemistry, we actually have a pre-assessment assignment. So, assignment ni siya is just short. So, since it's pre-assessment, you can just answer to the best of your ability. So, I'll be sharing it sa atong Google Classroom. Okay pa ta? So, I hope no na atong the things that you have learned today, kindly transform it or convert it to long-term memory. So, don't worry, no. If you have questions, just ask right away, and don't be afraid to answer and ask questions because this is a safe space for you to ask those questions and actually improve your abilities to answer, and not just answer, but to actually be confident to perform calculations and laboratory experiments. Okay, so since I already checked the attendance, so I did not miss anyone, no. For today, thank you for attending the class, and I'll be, I'll upload PowerPoint. Pero ang pre-assessment about ni siya sa significant figures and conversion of units. And lang siya, sayon lang siya. Just to check on your existing. Okay. So if you have no more questions, I'll upload the slide right after this. I'll also upload the assignment so that we can work on it. Okay. So I'll be dismissing the class at exactly 11:44. Yes, Sharina?
Hello, Miss ka ng... Kano sa Miss ang deadline sa katong activity?
Re-assessment activity?
Yes, Miss.
Supposedly, ugma mo kay mag-start naman ta sa unit 2, but it seems lang siya pre-assessment, so I can actually extend the deadline to next week. Basta i-answer siya to the best of your ability.
Okay, Miss. Thank you,
And
Miss.
gamay ra siya nga items. So, siguro I'll just do the deadline na is July 30, okay?
Okay, Miss. Noted po.
Okay, so I'll just post kung ahanin niya siya i-upload.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. Any more questions?
Ay, ako, Miss.
Yes.
Another day ka ng... Tomorrow, Miss, kay mag-proceed na ta, Miss, sa another lesson na po.
Yes, lang ta, hinay-hinay lang ta.
Okay po, Miss.
Mura
Thank you,
siya
Miss.
review para dili mo ma-overwhelm. Okay, so
Thank
if
you,
there are
Miss.
no more, okay, welcome. No more questions. So